but rather what you're doing is you are taking a leaner, more modern approach and saying, okay, well, instead of running the entirety of my test against all these platforms, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my test once, whether that's locally or in some CI system. And I'm going to capture visual snapshots throughout my test. Like I showed, like the product page or the shoe page or the main page or the filter page. You capture that visual snapshot. And it's not a screenshot. It's actually the full page. It's the DOM, the JavaScript, the HTML, the CSS. We capture that at a moment in time so that we can then re-render it on any configuration we want. So you run your test once, you grab your visual snapshots, and then what those grids are for, the Applitools grids, the ultra-fast grid and the native mobile grid, we're basically just taking that snapshot and re-rendering it on the target configuration. So you don't have to run it again 5 times to hit 5 platforms. So it's a much leaner approach. It's a lot faster, you know, because it's like, oh, I just need to, you know, and you can get a lot more done. And what we're focusing on is not so much that, you know, you're going through the whole thing on every platform, but rather you've got the visual renderings and we're checking to see, okay, if you render on Chrome, if you render on IE, if you render on, you know, iPhone versus tablet versus Android, whatever.
Galaxy,
right? You know, we can quickly re-render just the screens that you want and then do our visual comparison. And so that is the differentiator that makes Applitools a fundamentally different tool than the others, so to speak.
Okay, cool.